Some strange sounds are described by listeners like trumpets or horns, almost musical in quality.
All right. Welcome back to the Conversation Unknown podcast. We are on episode 20. Round here, we call this here a little 20. Definitely thank you for watching. Really appreciate if you take the time, hit the like button, subscribe, We also are going to put all the links to everything that we watch on here in the description. Go show them some love too. Hit that like, give them a follow if you like what you see. But in the meantime, I'm ready to kick it off. How about you guys?
I just gotta let everybody know that after this episode, it's the 100 sub episode.
Yeah,
we got that special episode we've been promising everybody, and pretty interesting stories, content.
That's a good point. Shout out to Izzy. He was the 100 subscriber.
Nice.
So Izzy, props to you. You hit the 100 mark, so we salute you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we definitely
And
appreciate
for everybody
that.
else who's gotten on there, who've been following us, showing support, pumping this shit out, digging what we doing, we love you.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody that's been supporting us. We've been getting really good feedback. Everybody's been really supportive, and honestly, that's awesome. Like, that means the world to us.
We have so many plans for this show, and it's just gonna keep getting better and better. Studio stuff, field trips, different show ideas and plans for that. We got guests coming up soon, right after the 100 sub episode, and
and when we hit 1,000 subs, Benny's gonna come in a thonkini.
Yep.
And do a whole episode.
We're all coming in a special outfit.
Well, it looks like we're.
Uh-oh.
No.
This is the point where we say, if this is your first podcast, please turn off your ringer. Hit number 1.
I fuck that up all the time. Damn it, dude. My bad.
Fucking
fella.
Okay,
episode.
Grandpa, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Where's the buttons? Where's the buttons? How do I turn this thing off?
where are my glasses?
I need a butterscotch disc.
Those are the shit, right? When you're younger, grandma's candy dish, the little strawberry with the green wrap on top, root beer barrels.
They kept them in the mason jars and shit.
Yes. Fuck them little peppermint discs, or not the peppermint, cinnamon discs.
Oh,
They were
yeah, yeah.
wrapped. They'd all be stuck together in one giant glob. Yeah.
You don't even know how old they are. You just don't care.
No,
man.
sugar doesn't expire.
You're like, okay, I'm going
Beer
in.
barrels. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Let's roll.
to preface this, we did last episode, we did the Carter Files one.
Yes.
I'm pleased to announce that this is the Carter Files Part 2.
2.0. Nice.
So, Carter, thanks for sending me some awesome clips because you're saving me time and sending me some weird ass shit. And it's giving me enough to bring to the table. So, here we go.
Anybody else want to send some shit? Bring it on.
That's right.
Dude. We're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, wherever you mingle.
Mingle this way. All right,
This
you
way.
guys ready, bro?
I'm ready to
I'm
roll.
ready.
All right. Do we need to set up or should we just jump right in?
Nah,
Listen to
man,
that
dude,
chocolate
this
voice.
speaks for itself.
Oh, Benny's got that chocolate voice, man.
Yes.
Say something sexy.
Well, hold on. Do it.
Thousands of years ago, before Sigourney Weaver, I survived the quickening of the Dragonoid Crusade.
Man, what?
I thought you were gonna be like, I'm gonna butter them
What-
biscuits,
what-
baby.
Peaches.
I'm gonna be like hot butter all over your waffles.
Do it again next week. I've got another good one planned.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll. All right.
So obviously, I see the comment. Firefighter suits are magic. Now I get it. I'm like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
That's
But like,
what I thought.
fucking Africans, man. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing out there?
Dude, I know. Like, did they do it in reverse? That was fucking crazy. But like, like you know what? Like, but no, they put the water on him afterward. That's fucking wild.
Well, see, if he wasn't wearing a blanket, I'd be like, whoa.
Right? Came out in this one like tighty whities. He's like, whew.
But you know what? It is a trip. It's when you see them, like when they do these little tribe things in Africa, and they got those like things that spin in a circle, like those.
It looks like grass.
And there's like
stuff?
nothing in there, and they're like spinning around. There's
Is it like the
nothing
dancing
underneath.
thing?
Yeah. But it spins.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Africa's done some weird shit.
I didn't pay attention in school.
Yeah.
All right.
That's crazy, dude.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's a long time to be on fire.
It
Too. I mean, I
was.
know they do it for the movies and shit too, but like,
because like for heat aside, what about the oxygen? I don't know. I can't imagine like
True
there's a lot of
story.
oxygen in there, dude. You know?
Yeah. You know,
he Wicker Man it.
Yeah, absolutely. Fucking Wicker Man, dude.
I mean, yeah, that was pretty. That's had to be hot, and the oxygen thing, right?
Right,
And
like-
the oxygen thing, right?
Wait. He was holding his breath. Still, good party trick. Damn good party trick. Holy shit.
What about those people that
Write it
live?
down. We're doing it this summer. No, I'm just kidding.
What about those people that live on water for like entire generations, and they've actually they pop their eardrums at a young age just so they can stay under the water, but they just like go to the bottom of the fucking ocean off their little boats where they all kick it in their little boat village, and they like hunt their food. They just walk through the water, stab their food, and then come up, but they can actually hold their breath for like 10 minutes, dude, because they're trained to do it their whole lives.
Fucking Aquaman, dude.
It's wild. It's wild. I don't know. My hands get pruny after like 10 minutes. I'm fucking
I need
done.
lotion.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I'm gonna preference this one because it can be slightly offensive to some people. I think the majority of people it's not gonna be, but
We don't give a
this breaks some shit down. I mean, well, you listen. I'm gonna let it speak for itself.
See that right there? That is the mark of the beast. So what you just saw is the oldest text of the book of Revelation, Apocalypse, right here. All you have to do is navigate to literally the Vatican Library, where they have the oldest known copy. It dates back to 400 AD, where Revelation chapter 13, the very last verses, talking about the mark being 666. Actually, that's what it looks like right there in the Greek, the original Greek. And just in case you need a refresher, this is what the very last verse of chapter 13 of Revelation says. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take what we saw in the original manuscript, and I'm going to digitize it, make it look way higher quality, but I'm also going to modify it a little bit, because when you look at the original Mark of the Beast from the original manuscript in Greek, and you just play with it a little bit like I'm doing right here, all right? You just flip these little characters a little bit. Actually, the first and last stay the same, but you kind of flip the middle. Look what it becomes. And can you see what this is really talking about? And do you see it? You can see it, right? Come on, man. You can see it, can't you? Please tell me you can see it. And where are they wearing it? Huh. On their foreheads. Interesting.
It's kind of crazy, man. Like, I'm not saying like it's for sure, but he literally took the same symbols, just like kind of flipped them on their side, and
Is that the Al Qaeda banner?
that's
Okay.
like terrorist shit.
Wow.
About the little disclaimer in the beginning, I took no offense to that whatsoever. And if any of y'all did, fuck you.
We don't know who our viewer base is. You know, we could
That's
have
true.
some members of the squad. You know, and in that case, we love you.
Yeah. Only a few. I mean, it's just how language changes over time. I mean, things get shuffled around and stuff. Like if you look at old English, we still have some like letters and stuff that match, but like they had weird letters back in the day. But I think you could probably like shuffle some stuff around. That was kind of crazy though. I think there's probably some reason for it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was weird and like pretty quick and to the point. Like he was just like, check this out, boom, boom, boom,
Right.
and I'm like, whoa.
Boom, there it is.
This
Was
I just
interesting.
find fun. Like I know Benny's gonna have a lot to say about this, but this shit, if I was like chilling at a game and I saw this shit, I'd be like, what the fuck?
All right, here we go.
Udah gua record.
Whoa,
I mean, what?
dude.
Like, do you think that she's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to a game and fuck with people? Do you think she's got some weird disease that like, I mean, look at her eyes, bro.
I did see this once before, but
Oh,
there's something that makes you feel kind of a little scared inside looking at her though.
dude, that's what I'm saying.
Like movies, you know, and like makeup and technology nowadays, you can make yourself look pretty fucked up, you know, like you can do some really cool, you can pull some shit off, but there was something really eerie about that.
Here's what I find really eerie about it is that nobody sitting around her seems to be cognitive or bothered by the fact that
Right.
she looks so disturbing. So is this like an after work Photoshop? Or like, I mean, should we watch it again? Because like when I watched it, this looks like she looks like
Let's
that.
watch it again.
Yeah.
One
Now
more.
that I know what I'm looking at, I was looking at these girls down here on their phones. I was like, they're at a basketball game, but she's really buried in her phone. All right, let's check this out one more time.
Udah gua record.
Oh man, well, there's two things that come to mind.
He looks dead.
Yeah, well, her fingertips are all fucked up. My first thought is like maybe she has a medical condition or something.
But her eyes are red.
Well, here. We don't usually do this, but I need to. This is exactly what it reminded me. Hold on.
We do whatever we want.
Yep. I do what I want.
Y'all motherfuckers just hear this guy type? Insane! Insane!
Oh,
There's
dude,
no
I
letters on
remember
my
you bringing
keyboard
this up
either.
before.
See, blank. So that
do
lady,
that
she
in
was a
editing.
Colombian girl trapped in a landslide. She was stuck in this water for a long time. Like let's say like 72 hours, or remained in water for 3 days. Rescue workers did not have a way to render her life-saving medical care. She was pinned by her legs, so she was in there. This is what that lady reminded me of, like, but she was in a fucking basketball game. So I don't know. It's the eyes are almost identical though, black eyes. There's got to be some medical thing behind that, right? I don't know. But yeah,
know.
she's just sick. Here, I'm gonna close this tab now. Okay, good. There we go. It's still eerie as fuck, dude. And also her fingertips are all black. Here's my only way to rationalize this. It's a lady. She's got a kid playing in the basketball game, or like maybe a grandkid or something. And it's like she's on her deathbed and she's just going like
Watching that last game.
Dude, that last game. Either that or I don't know. That's weird though.
Well, that is a possibility, but damn, that shit fucking still give me the creeps.
Yes.
3 points for fucking grandma there.
Yes.
Shooting threes.
All right, we got a picture here, right? And this is in
Yeah,
video.
this is a
Ooh.
picture, and I figured that Tony's nipples would vibrate once he saw this.
Ooh, what do we got here?
Stop.
Venus was in front of the moon. It is not possible according to globe theory. Hey, I mean,
Because the moon isn't fucking real. I mean, dude, you know what? If you look and see, you know, where there's like a half moon, and there's supposed to be like a shadow there, but yet you can see stars where that half moon's supposed to be behind it.
I guess,
What
you
the
know what,
fuck?
to be honest, I've never really looked, but I know what you're talking about. I'll have to
Wait.
check that out.
What?
If there's like a moon, you know, like the crescent moon or whatever, if you look at like the diagram, it's going to just say you can see the crescent part because that's in the sun or being illuminated by the sun. The rest is in the shadow of the earth. So that's why we can't see that part. So it should still be there, but like a solid black
you
shadow.
still see a silhouette, right? No, you see stars where that's supposed to be.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm not even the flat earther here, and I'm gonna say that I've seen stars through where the moon should be.
I haven't looked, but I mean, I have nothing to go against that. I mean, I'm
something
gonna
to say.
I'm gonna look.
I got something to say about my little. No, man, I just want to let you two know that. Wait, Chambers, I don't have to let you know because you know we haven't been to the fucking moon.
Amen to that.
All right. After today, I want you, Benny,
Okay, I'm listening.
tell me if you still believe that we went to the moon. I think I got you this time.
Okay, I'm always willing to hear it out, but I'll play the
I'm gonna
skeptic.
take your devil's advocate bullshit talk and
like this is
rewrite the
personal now.
fucking blueprint for you,
Challenge
pal.
accepted. Yeah,
I got you this time.
Did you pull this video before or after yesterday's text conversation?
No, dude, I've been planning this. I got this shit like probably about. It was like randomly. Every video that I kept getting, that I'm running across, it was like. I got one in the beginning that's still spacious, but it's a little different. It's an update from one of our previous episodes on something, but the next three after that
Okay.
is like fire and missiles, bro.
Okay. Well, you know the rules. Everybody gets you get as many shots as you want and I'll listen to every one of them.
Hey man, I don't even have to say shit. It's gonna do the talking itself. I'm excited for you to see it because 100%, no joking, no laughing, no bullshit.
Okay.
I think if you can't understand what the fuck is going on after those three videos, bro, like, I mean, you're smart as fuck, dude. Like, really.
We'll see.
I
We'll
don't
get there.
think
We'll get
it's
there.
like, could you be like super quantum smart, but yet like, you know, can't count to 10? Or like, let's get you a box of crayons and a coloring book and see if you can stay between the lines.
No,
Maybe
not
a little
crayons.
connect the dots and
Not
cook
crayons.
it crazy. I don't know.
I'll eat the
But
crayons.
yet you're solving mathematical equations invented by NASA. Fucking doing like,
He's quantum smart,
you know.
Quantum smart, dude.
but he does have a virus, and it came from the form of the vaccination.
There it is. You know, I'm the mark of the beast.
No. Come on, dude. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Yes. No. See, if we were monetized,
We love
we'd
you, dude. Really, we do. Chambers, shame on you.
No.
Wasn't me.
Here. Well, let's see. I for this Venus one, I have nothing. I mean, I don't know enough about astrophysics.
Well,
I
that's
mean, what I'm looking at is
That's exactly what we just talked about, right? That's the moon. Mm-hmm. And there's
Yeah.
something behind it that you can see it.
yeah. Now, I will point out that it's dusk twilight. There's no stars, so you can't see. I
Why
mean,
do you do that? Why do you do that? Can't we just live in the fucking fairyland for like a little bit? I mean,
Well,
can
I'd
be like, yeah, dude, it's crazy. We're fucked.
Let me get to it. I can't explain that. I can't explain it. So, I mean, you know, from what it looks like, you know, what I'm looking at right here with my eyes, I see a planet, which usually show up like bright little balls like that. Behind, if you were to make an entire circle,
You can still see the silhouette of the moon.
yeah.
You can't see that.
Oh, yeah, I guess I can. My glasses aren't on.
Let's show the viewers.
Yeah. Which makes me think that it's, well, I mean, I don't know enough about Venus, but like, you know, from what I'm looking at, it appears that we're looking at a star that's behind the silhouette of a moon. But also, you can't tell distance. It looks small, so we assume that it's a planet behind it, but who knows?
Chambers, what do you think?
I think that Benny's trying to logify something that can't be logified.
Yeah, but what I am looking at
Because
is...
Venus doesn't go between the moon and the Earth. We know that.
Right, and if it did, it would be a lot bigger than the moon.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. I think I got it.
Okay.
Benny. anything that we say, are you just automatically trying to do the exact opposite?
No.
Are you fucking with us, bro?
No, I'm not being a contrarian.
Fucking with me now.
I mean, are you using this platform to just like, okay, me and Chambers over here?
No.
Fucking
I'm admitting that I cannot explain that, and what it looks like is Venus behind the moon where it should be messed up. I can't explain it.
Chambers,
Yo.
did you just hear him a second ago doing his like shit?
yeah.
I mean, did you? Or...
I have a feeling he's taking clips from this and sending them to his friends and laughing at us and shit.
I'm not.
We're the asses of this whole thing, aren't we?
Right, this is just fucking some social experiment for him. He's like,
No,
He's got a show that's been viral ever since we started.
Right. He's
We're
like-
just we're probably like the 100th guest on his show.
Check this out. Check
Making
this out.
fools out of people.
My real podcast is over here, but I do this fake podcast with these two retards, and they come up with some dumbass shit, and then I talk about it over here.
Tune into the next episode where we troll these two assholes through the entire episode.
Dude, if I could explain this, I would, but I can't. Like, so I'll succeed, or I'll secede the point that right now it looks like that I'm looking at Venus behind the
We're
moon.
throwing in like
And then he,
distance and square.
No, I don't have one of those. I don't have one of those to rebuke. I don't. So I mean, this is awesome. This is a really interesting thing, though. I mean, if
all right. We'll take that.
Yeah.
The next time, that's all we want to hear.
Okay.
he's putting a time limit on Benny's in fucking explanations
I'll
and
just
shit.
edit that shit out later, so all he says is what we want to hear.
Shit. No, if Neil deGrasse Tyson was here, he'd be like, well, what you're looking at is a pi inverse square of the reflection of the swamp gas. And
Right.
But like, I don't know any of that shit. Like,
Hey,
so
Benny, Benny, you know we love you.
I know.
Fuck with you.
No, it's good though. There we go.
Oh, bro, I've seen this shit.
Yeah, this is just
Yeah,
bad.
this
Only way to preference this, it's just badass.
This.
I saw this too. I was gonna play this one a couple episodes back, but it got lost in the sauce for some reason.
Dude, this is badass.
Yeah, this is straight up badass. That's all it is.
Yeah, to the viewers, drop a comment after this one. Tell us what you think this is.
Tell us how
Whose video
badass this is.
Whose is this?
This is Chambers.
Chambers?
Yeah. Or Carter.
This is the Carter Files 2.0.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I don't.
No, it's literally called a microburst. I'm pretty sure, and I've driven through those before. Like, have you ever been on the road?
One of them.
It's wild, dude. You can be on the road, completely dry, no rain, dark clouds in the sky,
With
and
fire pouring out?
That I mean, I feel like that was just badass lightning. Like,
Wait, what did yours look like, dude?
It was like I was on a road, and you have to put yourself into the perspective of being like driving into this. But I was on a road during a field trip at school bus. We're driving perfectly dry, and we run into literally a wall of water.
Yep.
And then it was pouring, dude, instantly. And yeah, those weather phenomena are known as microbursts. It's crazy though. It looks wild from the air.
I can contest that. I've actually experienced that before, and I've seen them in the distance. Like you're on the highway or something, and you're like a little bit up higher, and you can see off.
Yeah. But the fire shit.
You know, I got basically two explanations. I see that this took place in Colorado, USA. So there's only one of two things. I mean, look how much clouds are in the sky above there. I think Nibiru came a little bit too close in one of their volcanoes because it's upside down there.
Yes.
Started pouring out lava onto Earth through those clouds, and it just happened to be a microburst there. Or the flip side is they were having one of their smoke out specials, you know, where like everybody, it's like 420. It says 11, 12, 24. I don't buy it. There was some 420 celebration, and there was so much marijuana smoke up in the clouds that it just fucking combusted, and they lit the biggest blunt that the world never knew about.
That's right. That's
That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, logically, it's sound.
Absolutely. What do we got here?
I think. Oh, this is one of my funny clips.
Should we
Well,
save
it's
these till
not-
the end?
It's good. It's not like funny, but like it's funny because how he reacts. But it is a regular clip. But
Nice. What do we got? Raging Italian dad freaks out over moon landing.
this is just for you, Benny.
Let's
Just for
go.
you.
How the fucking moon landing was fucking bullshit because everyone's
already
telling you I was
fucking-
fucking
you already
wrong.
showed me.
Yeah. So fucking explain to me. Here you go. The guy's getting off the rocket ship. Who the fuck is filming him? Who's filming him?
guy.
How'd the fucking guy get up there if this is the first guy that's supposed to be on the fucking moon? A different rocket ship?
I don't know.
So they sent the rocket ship up there. He got off and he's like, all right, come on up now. I'm ready to fucking film. Are you fucking serious? He's supposed to be the first guy on the moon. It's bullshit. The car. How the fuck did the car fit in that rocket ship? Look, how did that car fit in the rocket ship?
I don't know.
Okay, right. More bullshit. Then the guy's floating around with a big fucking cord to his stomach, and they're telling you that's his fucking, life support. What's it give? Was it fucking feeding him through the fucking tube like a baby? They fucking get bouncing around like a fucking jerk off. Yeah, watch. Let me show you. There it goes. Bye-bye.
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna stay
Yes.
behind. You guys go back to Earth. I'll fucking die up here. And how the fuck did he get the film back to Earth? Yeah, look, the fake fucking parachute.
How many
Hey,
times
we're
I say
home now.
this shit?
What happened to the guy back on the moon? They just left him?
How many times have
Everyone
I
guesses
said
they don't have
that
any fucking
shit?
facts.
I love how mad he is. He's just like,
Dude, he's at it, man.
Yeah.
He finally moves
I
to
know.
one point. He's like, fuck this shit. Fucking all bullshit.
how many times we gotta tell you guys?
Everything that dude said made fucking sense, dude.
I have to see the things. I know Mythbusters did a full episode about it, and it all made sense to
stop.
me. It all made sense to me.
Benny, stop.
Dude,
I believe
They're
ourselves
paid
by
government
this hill.
shows.
We went to the moon.
Mythbusters was made just to deceive you.
Knock it off.
Yep, I'll die on that hill. We were there. I wasn't there, but some guys were. Did you hear about
I'm
the?
gonna fucking kill you.
Let's bring it back to the video.
Yeah.
There's nothing more funny than a fucking Italian just being pissed
yeah.
off.
Dude,
I mean, straight up.
I mean, you're gonna have a Tazzle pissed off over here. Box crayons and a coloring book.
I'm just sitting there eating crayons, dude. Eating glue, eating crayons.
Two sticking out of each
Where we
nostril.
at? What we
Let's see
doing?
here.
What
What
we
do we
at?
got?
Let's get into these clips I got here. I got 4 clips for you. The first one is a little bit of an update. I don't know if you guys remember, like an episode back, or a couple back, I brought something about what the hell was it?
The Kazakhstan city?
No, it was a TV broadcast back in the 70s of the Galactic Federation
Yeah, dude.
sending us a message. Oh, if we don't clean up our act, we're gonna go. We're gonna get fucked up. So anyway, this is like kind of an update that incorporates that to what's going on now. So, all right, check it out.
All right, let's go.
That a council known as the Galactic Federation has been monitoring our planet since the beginning. They're apparently were going to make themselves known in 2027, but due to everything that's been going on Earth, they've moved it up to 2025. They are on their third level of presenting themselves. First, starting with the orbs last year, which a lot of people have seen. The second phase, their motherships, their modes of transportation, have been all around the entire world cloaked. Multiple places that I've seen the videos. Now, once again, this is allegedly, but the third phase is the guy who was sleeping in the egg. The egg the video that just came out recently. He was resting there, so he's basically their go-to guy. So there is apparently a council of 26, and there are the council of 5, which will be making their human presence known very soon to help us basically get through every bit of craziness that's been happening in our world right now.
I don't know if I probably should have. I don't know if you guys have seen anything about that egg they found in Antarctica. I
I haven't.
What?
I should have. Man, I I should have brought a clip on that at some point because that's something I would totally do.
You know what? I did hear about the thing that they was talking about where the aliens are going to come and they're not going to be invading us. They're not going. They're here. They're coming to help us get through shit. Like, this is the second time that I've heard
the Galactic Federation is the ones who told us, knock it off. You guys are fucking up. Apparently, we're on an accelerated race. Cut. Take two. Apparently, we're on an accelerated pace to destruction for them to intervene and I don't know. I just thought that it was kind of interesting, you know, like because it lines up with everything that's going on. And this egg he's talking about, there was I don't know if you guys heard recently about there's supposed to be like what do they call it? A new whistleblower from the government. It came out. There was a date and everything. It was all over everywhere. To provide disclosure this time about what's going on with the whole UFO UAP situation. You know how they had them in Congress or whatever. And yeah.
So is that coming out or what?
So they had another guy, and there was this big hype about what he's gonna come out and say. At first, I was like, "What the fuck?" So he's like a helicopter pilot for he controls like a Black Hawk, right, for the military, and he was sent on a mission to Antarctica to pick up this special order, and he figured out what the hell he was actually picking up, and he decided to actually take a video and shoot because of the camera. So I think he took a video with his phone of the camera that was keeping an eye on the object that he had picked up with this helicopter with a rope and whatever the fuck in a basket.
Yeah.
And it was this like egg, right? And then they showed like all these other pictures of these like egg is like the size of this table. It was pretty big. Ooh. And they show all these other pictures of when they found this egg in Antarctica. You zoom in on it, it had like Egyptian symbols and shit all over it. Now I didn't see what they actually found. I didn't follow up too much more about it, but I did hear that they found some fucking dude sleeping in there, and that's what he's saying about their third. So that, you know, with the orbs, the cloaked, I've seen shit with these cloaked motherships, you know, where there's a cloud, there's not a cloud in the sky, and you'll see a huge shadow over this mountain, and there's nothing there. Nice. I've seen a lot of those videos, and then the egg thing. So with his story in the Galactic Federation back in the 70s, who was warning us, and they're actually for us. They don't have a seat at the big council table of the guys who run the universe because we haven't learned how to change out of Huggies yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're still little.
I just thought that was interesting.
Oh yeah, dude.
That sounds interesting.
The egg. What if it's just some guy, just like some dude, and he just wakes up and he's like, "What's up?" Like, and like just very anticlimactic.
Neanderthal.
I hit it so hard last night.
Encino Man. Remember that movie?
Fucking classic.
No wheeze in the juice.
Wheeze in the juice. I don't know if you guys have ever seen anything on this. Have you ever heard? Because I've seen quite a bit, but I dig a lot into like shit like this. But satellites, right? Orbiting the Earth, right? Yeah. I don't know. I think after these 3 links, you're going to be convinced of something better.
Okay.
I'm going to flip the script with you. I'm going to rewrite that blueprint in your fucking brain.
This is good. I've got a satellite link. I've got a satellite link in mind too. This is good. I think.
Yeah. Satellites don't float in space. They're hanging out there
They're always falling. Everything in orbit is constantly falling.
Why do you find like these full fucking like satellites from space? What? It did burn up on its way in? What?
Yeah.
No, dude, they're hanging up there with balloons, smacking out the firmament.
Okay, all right.
Let's
listen. Let's take a listen here. Let's take it out.
Bind to it. I like how you can zoom in and do like the 3D and look at the city and everything. But my issue is that when you zoom out and you go into outer space,
That's Las Vegas.
this Earth that we live on turns into a cartoon.
It
It's a
does.
cartoon now. Where's the real Earth? Oh, that's right. Space ain't a real place. That's why this camera doesn't go into outer space. In fact, I'm going to show you right now where these images come from.
It's not that they wouldn't use the magical floating satellites if they could. It's that they don't physically exist.
That's how they
They have
do
been
it,
sending
Danny.
these up one at a time since it all began. I will allow them to explain it.
It's also the genesis for NASA's newly developed super pressure balloon.
The reason for super pressure balloon is they have absolutely stable altitude day night, and it doesn't matter how cold the atmosphere is. They are sealed.
So your shape is always the same, you always displace the same amount of air, and therefore you have the same amount of buoyancy all the time.
NASA's been using balloons for science research for over 30 years. The exploration that can be done on balloons is continuing to grow. Standard balloon that I fly is about 660 feet long when it's made.
So let me get this straight. It is now public knowledge that they send up satellites on massive helium-filled balloons. As you should know, NASA is the largest consumer of helium in the world, for obvious reasons.
Weird.
But the issue with society is that they never critically think. Just think for a second here. If these are sent up to provide the world with all of the important information we need, and I'm sure the entire process is expensive and difficult to accomplish, then please explain to me what in the flat world do these pathetic animations do for you? Do they make you happy inside? Are they so super duper cool that you cannot see past the obvious CGI? The fact of the matter is everything NASA sends up on a balloon. That is why they rarely speak about orbiting satellites. And of course, they never show footage. Here is some footage of a random evening with a man, the moon, and his Nikon P900. Notice anything floating up there?
Get it, Bart. It's so bright out you can't see anything in the sky except the Fox satellite. No, Lisa.
And these satellites come crashing down. They fall out of the sky with those helium balloons attached to them all over the world. But you don't hear about it because you likely get your information from mainstream media. And I'm going to tell you why that's a bad idea. The same people that own the news are the same people that are perpetuating this hoax, alright? If you want the truth, you gotta find it yourself.
Planes came crashing to the ground. The failed launch of a balloon carrying a multi-million-dollar space telescope had onlookers scrambling for safety.
Never know what's going to happen. This baby fell out of the sky and landed in our yard. It's never boring on the Welke farm. Thank God there's no horses out or it didn't hit the house. And it's still going and flashing.
I'm curious what the general consensus is on this. I do not believe that the Earth is flat, but I am starting to have my doubts about satellites orbiting the planet. And I'm starting to have suspicions about all of these exploratory space missions and stuff that we've made as a species. And I'm wondering now if all of that stuff was faked. It would be a hard pill for a person to swallow to suddenly come to the conclusion that everything you've been told about space is a lie. But I feel like if I'm not suspicious of that stuff, I'm being ignorant to the detail of where all this information comes from. An organization who has given us false footage on top of false footage, who has been caught lying over and over again, and who has a $69 million per day motive to keep funneling this false narrative. All I'm saying is, when they've been caught lying so many times before, why should we take them on their word for literally anything at all?
Very stout. Very stout. All right, thoughts, gentlemen?
So when it comes to balloons, yeah,
Here we go.
Well, no, like you gotta listen. It's a simple thing of cost, right? Like it probably costs $100,000, maybe $250,000. I'd imagine less than $1 million to just launch a balloon up. And we've been using weather balloons for a long time. Do you remember back when Red Bull did that world's tallest skydive from 120,000 feet up? They used a weather balloon
stopped right before the firmament.
Dude, well, no. So with balloons, it costs probably $100 million, maybe more, to launch a rocket up, with satellites and, refueling the space station, whatever. If you can do a launch for under $1 million with a balloon to get some, really high altitude stuff, sure, they're going to take it. And then, of course, you get them crashing down because balloons don't stay up forever. So they'll come down. It was interesting when he said NASA's the biggest consumer of helium, because helium, people don't realize...
There was just a shortage.
There's a huge shortage now.
Yeah, because I'm a welder, and you have to use that to weld aluminum.
Really? Is that how that
you have
works?
to use helium to weld aluminum, and there's a trimix that it's like the best gas to weld when you're doing wire feed stainless. It's got helium. It's like 80% helium, then carbon dioxide, and
didn't know you used
something
helium.
else. Argon.
Okay, interesting. That's the stuff they fill windows in. Huh. It's an inert gas, I think, is what they use.
That's
for,
exactly what it is.
Nice.
It's an inert gas, and AKA is shielding gas. When you TIG weld stainless, you have to purge it. If it's going to be like a good weld, if it's like moving gas through it or high pressure, you fill it tight with, you put caps on the end of the pipe, and you fill it, you turn on your purge thing that you got a little hose hooked up to it, and then it fills up, and you take a little gauge in there to make sure there's zero oxygen and nothing but argon. So after you do that weld, it's like on the outside with stainless, it's like a nice pretty rainbowy color.
Yeah,
it's
I've seen
also
those.
that on the inside.
Nice.
If you don't use that, it sugars up. They call it sugaring, and it's like this black, crusty, fucking burnt looking crappy shit, and it's got holes, little mini holes in it all the way through.
Well, NASA.
And inert shielding gas. Good job, Benny.
Yeah, dude. Well, NASA's stealing all your shit. No, I'll keep it short. We have weather balloons, and we use them all the time because they're just cheaper than putting a whole spaceship up. And
That wasn't a weather balloon, it was a satellite balloon.
Well, it had satellite-like characteristics like solar panels and stuff because they're probably got a lot of instruments on them. So, you could probably draw a lot of similarities between what you saw on the balloon and what a satellite is, because they don't go up with batteries. Probably some batteries, but batteries are heavy. So here, add this. I just thought about this. I've got a guy that I work with. He lives in Florida.
You got a guy.
He lives in Florida, which is where they do shuttle launches. We need to go see a shuttle launch because I've heard those things are fucking crazy. The sound, we can see a shuttle go from the launch pad up, way up out of sight, like however fast. By the time they do their stage separation, they're going ungodly fast, like over 10,000 miles an hour. The sound that you hear from like the safest observable distance that you can get is like, I don't know, 20 miles away, but like you see the smoke first because you got a line to it with your sight, and then the sound that hits you, like however long it takes, the speed of sound to travel 20 miles, it's a few seconds. It hits you like a fucking rock concert, and then boom, you can see the whole shuttle ground up. So that would be a really interesting thing to see.
Field trip?
Yeah, dude, field trip, Cape Canaveral or whatever it would be.
I'll mark it down.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, but balloons are cheaper than all that. I think.
We better start making some money because
yeah, we're getting a lot of field trips.
Yeah, there's a lot of field trips coming through this motherfucker.
All right, here we go.
So next we got on the list here. All right, guys. All right, Ben. This is where I do the kill shot.
Okay.
Ooh, he's doing a headshot. 360 headshot on him.
This is the kill shot. I even said in this last episode we did, the one prior to this one, I said, we talked about the moon landing, and I was bitching about look at that, who the fuck was filming that? Look at that thing take off from the moon. It was made out of tinfoil in a fucking cardboard box. There was glitter flying everywhere. There was somebody filming it. In the 70s, we had that technology, but all of a sudden we can't figure out how to get back. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that's common sense. Give me, dude, and then my boy Chambers over here, this dude, he goes, why in the fuck can we see with a telescope any of them flags up there? And then you, Benny,
I looked that one up. Yep, I have the answer to that.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
you
also said,
yeah.
I just want to say after that, you were like, they have these reflectors up there. And I'll tell you, that's the shit they want you to believe, dude.
Well, we can
That's
prove
just
it.
to add to their little fucking narrative. There ain't no fucking reflector up there, bro.
Okay.
I mean, dude. All right. So, all right.
Kill shot.
All right. This is the first kill shot. All right. Here you go, Benny.
Yep,
Serve
all right.
it up on a nice little fancy plate with a piece of parsley and
a lemon slice.
Garnish.
Little pig with a fucking red lobster on it, and a box of crayons in a coloring book. Let's roll.
All right.
You don't think the moon landing is real?
No, I don't. No. Do you?
Yeah.
Why do you think the moon landing is real? Why don't you tell me why?
I saw it on television.
Oh, you're a genius. Oh, beep that.
Okay, we'll bleep it. We'll bleep it. No, it's okay. We got
That's
it.
genius. You saw it on TV? That's awesome. I'm going to show you some CGI. I'm going to show you King Kong. I saw that on TV, too. There's an 80-foot gorilla. He's running around kidnapping white chicks. You should check it out. 1972 was the last time a human being has been through the Van Allen radiation belt. 1972. That's the last time. There's been only 7 trips ever that human beings have ever gone past 400 miles. Every single space station mission, every space shuttle, every satellite, all of those are inside the protective Van Allen radiation belts, which start at 1,000 miles. They go from 1,000 miles to, depending on who you ask, if you ask NASA, 24,000 miles. If you ask James Van Allen, the guy who discovered it, it's 67,000 miles of intense radiation that's in a gigantic donut band that covers around the Earth. Now, even if you got outside of that band, you have to deal with solar cycles. There's the apex of a 20-year solar cycle was between 1969 and 1972. All the time when these guys are making those missions. Any one of those guys out there in those tiny little aluminum shielded crafts would have been killed instantly during any solar flare.
Why fake it?
Thank you, Carlos.
Why fake it?
Why not fake it?
You should open with that.
If you look at any of the footage online, it looks ridiculous. It looks stupid. If you look at the videos, it looks ridiculous and dumb. You know why? Because in 1969, nobody anticipated that we were going to have VCRs and the internet. We were going to be able to watch that. They wanted to win the Cold War. The Soviet Union's had over 10 firsts in space. First man in space, first woman in space, first. They had everything. First dog in space. They had first satellite. They were so much more advanced than the Americans were. But the Americans were more advanced in trickery, and that's what they did. They figured out a way to fake it. That's why when Neil Armstrong got back, first of all, he went insane. They went into a deep depression. So did Buzz Aldrin. He became a huge alcoholic. He gave no interviews. Neil Armstrong still to this day will not give interviews. He gave one speech that he gave at the 25th anniversary of the moon landing, and this is what he said in front of America's best honor students. He said, "We have here amongst us America's best and brightest," and the quote was, "You will achieve many great things if you could peel away one of truth's hidden layers." That's a speech this guy gives standing in front of the top honor students of the country. Not, "I went to the moon." He doesn't say that. He gives this cryptic speech. Now, Bill Clinton, in page 100, I think it's 156 of his book, My Life, he gives this story about how when he was a kid, he was working with this carpenter. And this carpenter said, "You know, I don't believe man landed on the moon." It was 3 months after the moon landing. And he said, "I thought that guy was ridiculous." He said, "You know what? I don't believe anything those TV fellows show you." He said, "After 8 years in the White House, I thought maybe that guy was ahead of his time."
Wow.
This is in Bill Clinton's autobiography.
Wow.
This is in his book. There's no way people went on the moon. There's no way.
By the way,
it's impossible today. China wants to go back to the moon. They don't even have a clue how to do it. They're going to try to get there in 2020. America thinks we could possibly go back in 2017. All of the hard data, the telemetry data, 14,000 reels is missing. No one can find it. What the telemetry data is, that's the binary data, the ones and the zeros that show the distance between the command module and the Earth during every step of the way, on the way to the moon and back, which you can't fake. They don't have that. They can't find it. Which you would think would be in a locked golden vault in the Smithsonian. But no, they can't find it. Well, they say, well, you know, they placed laser reflectors on the moon. You could shoot a laser beam. That's proof. Well, it's not proof, because the Russians did it twice with unmanned probes. The Russians also collected space samples and samples of the moon.
Very amazing, and I've had these guys on. And
Which guys?
You know, the different guys on the internet that are behind.
There's a lot of guys, and I've debated that one guy, that Phil Plait from Battleship. I clown that guy.
The guy that gets in every astronaut's face.
Well, that guy's a crazy Christian, and he's nuts. Which is, you know what, you have to be a little crazy to look that deep into this theory, because it seems so solid. We went to the moon. It seems so solid until you look into it.
But here's the only thing. We can't keep anything quiet in this country.
It doesn't matter. No one's keeping it quiet.
Everybody
we can go
at
look
NASA,
at it.
The astronauts, I mean,
those guys are afraid of their lives. Gus Grisham, the pilot who was the guy who died on the launch pad along with two of his friends, he was a public critic of NASA. He put a lemon, he hung it on the simulator, put a lemon and put it on a hanger and hung it. He was dead in that same cockpit. He died like 2 weeks later. He burned to death inside of that. They were terrified. This is a matter of life and death. These guys were in the middle of a huge Cold War between Russia, and they wanted to show that America had technological superiority. The race to the moon landing, all that stuff is not about going to the moon and collecting things. It's about military superiority. It's about the ability to do things with military technology. All that stuff they use for NASA, all the stuff they use for the stealth bomber, the space shuttle, all those missions, it's not for philanthropy missions. That's to fuel the military industrial complex. The machine behind this is all the military. And getting to the moon first is making a statement that we have military technological superiority over Russia, and that's what they did.
You got a
if you look into it, man, the more you look into it, look, there's every photograph of the moon looks goofy. There's intersecting shadows that show more than one light source, and you could try to explain any one of these things away, which many people do. But the problem is when you look at them all together.
Joe, we're not on for 10 hours.
Man cow.
All right. And like I said in the last episode, I did bring up we had to win the space race because at any means possible, which gives the perfect reason for us to fake it. Because, dude, it was like to conquer the world, bro. We had the technology to fake it. They actually had, well, what the fuck is that guy from Spielberg? Whatever.
Oh, you're talking about
walking with the astronauts.
Oh, Stanley Kubrick with the Clockwork Orange.
Why the fuck was he there? All right.
Now
and the Buzz Aldrin, the video I played too. I said after that one, I was like, and there was 3 clips of him saying we didn't go, we didn't actually go. That didn't happen because he's old. He's on his way out. He's about to hit lights out. If you have any kind of you fooled the world, man. You're a lying ass motherfucker. I wouldn't want to go in the dirt without at least being on record saying, yo, it didn't happen. I'm just saying. It did. I don't know, Ben, man. Dude.
Yeah. So let's just go back to the very beginning. The comedian Joe Rogan brought up very good points.
But that is a very fucking fucked up. I'm Benny. That's where you go right away. You have to throw that out there right away, just to try to make it. You just labeled him. You can't believe this guy. He's all about laughter and he's a goofball.
There are literally rocket scientists and astrophysicists that have dedicated their entire lives to the profession, to the art, and to the science. Not that you can't learn
NASA?
it. Joe Rogan is a seeker.
You're talking about NASA, right? How they,
just
those guys work in the Photoshop department that we all fucking pay tax dollars for. Why the fuck is there a Photoshop department for NASA?
Don't get me wrong. Joe Rogan is an excellent orator and he's an excellent speaker. He brings up some good points and he asks some very important questions. If we talk about Buzz Aldrin, he said it himself. He was insane. So can you take the word of an insane person?
Who said he was insane?
Joe Rogan said. He said, yeah, he was getting insane.
But he's a jokester. He's a comedian. You can't believe him.
Well, no. So would you agree that you said it yourself? Like you're getting at the end of your days. Do old people have all of their cognitive reasoning ability? I'd argue no. They don't.
So you're gonna pull a fucking Joe Biden on this one? Benny, this is not looking good, man.
I mean, well,
come on, man.
Have you not?
Come on over.
Have you not been to an old folks home?
Give me your hand.
Have you not been to an old folks home and had some old lady just hug you or pet your hair? I fucking have because my mom used to work there.
Buzz Aldrin videos, dude. He was on Conan O'Brien. He looked like he had his shit together to me.
You can be on any show in the world. You could be on Joe Rogan. You could be on, Conan O'Brien. If you're old, you're not all there. You
can't connect the fucking Joe Biden fucking syndrome with Buzz Aldrin. Because
why not?
When you watch Buzz Aldrin and that clip from last time we were talking about this, and you compared that to that other fucking pedophile fuck, sorry. No, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Goes around sniffing children.
Fuck that guy.
Dude, when we're sitting there rocking in our old men chairs in the retirement
I'll
facility.
be smoking a blunt. Like, you know what? At least say that. motherfucker out as cool as fuck.
Here's what I think. We even seen it on the screen.
I love you too, buddy. Yeah.
We even seen it on the screen. It said, what was it? $839 billion has been contributed by the U.S. to NASA.
Yeah.
My whole theory about this is the majority of it's bullshit. I believe in the ISS. I don't think we've ever left inner Earth orbit. You can say there's satellites out there. I'm not going to really argue that too much. But I don't think we've ever been to the moon. I don't think we've ever been anywhere past the ISS in general, at least man-wise, like a manned aircraft. Okay? It's a money grab.
We're gonna meet halfway.
Also, after you explain that, I want you to explain the Van Allen belt, radiation belt, and why motherfuckers didn't die.
This is about to be the longest episode
die on the
we've
way
ever
back.
had.
No. All right.
Explain that
I
one.
can't explain any of that. I'm sure that's one Google search
So
away.
if you
But no.
can't explain it, isn't that enough?
I'm not an expert. I'm a web developer. I'm not an astrophysicist. I'm not a scientist. Here's what I will. I'm going to meet you halfway.
I just want you to come over to the like.
No. Here's what I can do for you. I still believe that we went to the moon. But how about this? I'm going to put the chance of us in, again, compromise here, because I don't have enough knowledge to like argue against all that stuff. I believe what I believe, you know.
That's fair.
But here's what I will give you. Okay. I will say that there's a 0% chance that it was fake.
What in the fuck does that mean?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's possible.
Not impossible.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. How about that? It
So
could be.
you're
It could be
telling me
planes.
there's a chance.
I could say there's a 99% chance that we went and a 1% chance. So I'm not absolutely certain, but I'm pretty sure based on what I know and understand. So yeah, we'll give you 1%. Okay, that's better than nothing.
All right.
Oh, man.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
And in all that, you didn't realize that he dodged the Van Allen radiation belt.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We can
No. He wasn't knowledgeable enough to speak on that point.
I can make educated guesses, right? We can make near sub-zero, and we can also make temperatures that are 100 million degrees on Earth in plasma or fusion reactors. That's a fact, and we can contain that somehow. I don't know if it's magnetism or something like that, but I imagine there's a way that you can artificially create a shield against radiation, especially, you know, in space. It might not be easy, but I'm sure that there's some science behind it. I don't know what that science
Can I ask
is.
you a question?
Yeah.
Do you live your entire life in existence thinking like, if it's not fact, if it's not, I can't touch it, feel it, taste it, then I don't believe it? Or like,
no, I put my trust and faith in scientists that have dedicated their lives to doing those things, and you know, I just assume that they're not wasting their lives.
It's just something you read.
Yeah, it's for something I read from a source that I have trust and faith in. Like Man Cow or Joe Rogan, I like them. I subscribe to them. But
what about you, dude? What about? Do you trust yourself? Do you trust your eyes? Do you make your own fucking decisions, man?
Yeah, I do.
You know what I mean? That's not like, I'm not trying to come off like a dick. I'm just like trying to grasp the thought process of Benny. Like, because to me, if it looks like a duck, it squawks like a duck, and it acts like a duck, and motherfucker's got feathers, I mean, I'm gonna assume that's probably a duck.
You know that old.
Do you have anything that you think about in your life that you have thought like that, or do you have to hear a scientist tell you?
You know what they say about assume? You know, that's that old. It's that old adage from grade school. It makes an ass out of you and me if you assume.
You don't trust yourself.
No, I do.
To go off on that ledge and make.
I trust I trust myself, and then I also defer my judgment and trust to others as well. People are good at all sorts of things. I'm good at computers. I might not be good at space, but there's thousands of people, millions of people that are dedicating their lives to space. So I trust what they have to say. And there's scientific journals that come together, and they have experiments. It's the scientific method, which is scientific rigor, is how we establish things to be true or false. Theories are, just that. They're theories, but we have a lot of really well-educated theories that you can say, here's what I think, here's the setup that I have to prove the experiment, and then you can have other independent people around the world, globally, scientists in any country, do that experiment and confirm or deny the results. So that's the scientific method. That's how, and that's what I trust. And there's a lot of that. That's how we launch rockets.
That's fair. But is there a Benny method?
I mean, yeah, I just explained it. I know that that's what other people are doing.
But
can you give me a hard example?
Hold on. You said that you.
Are you talking about what the shadows look like in the moon?
If there's just a Benny method, you explained to me, you just said it was a scientific method.
Yeah.
But do you ever go outside of that and just use Benny method?
I mean, why would I?
All right.
Because you're you.
All right, I'm gonna reel this in.
Yeah. Hold on. Again, I'm not
taking offense to any of this.
I'm trying to understand your thought process and how you think.
Yeah, we're not scientific experts.
I'm
None
just
of us are scientific experts. Yeah,
I know we're not, but we're life experts.
Yeah, but there's a lot we don't understand about science. It's the fact of the matter. So I trust scientists that have dedicated their entire lives. Would you trust a person that doesn't know how to weld to just fucking jump in and weld?
I got it. Would you only be my friend if a scientist told you it was okay? Or do you just...
No,
or do you trust yourself to know enough that I am your boy?
I know you're my guy because
That's
you're
the
my guy.
Benny method.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't understand how that relates. I don't understand. I do understand, but
you're making your own decision, man.
Yeah, I know.
Not
I'm making
what you read.
Well, dude, because it's a lot to read. We have a lot of data. I mean, there's a lot of papers out there, and I just don't want to read all of them. So I trust the abridged version, the agreed upon things that science kind of tells us. Right. Yeah. So I mean, it's just a lot of work to read. It's exhausting. I watch a YouTuber named Sabine, and she boils down a bunch of physics papers and really bite-sized things. And she's a skeptic too. I take the point of the skeptic because, in order to believe something fully, I need to be compelled. I need to be I need to feel it. And I'm, with the moon landing stuff, I'm frankly just not compelled that it's fake. All the stuff seems like it's coming from people that don't fully understand what's going on or haven't seen the Mythbusters episode.
I get that too from what you're saying and where you're coming from and all. I do. I just dug a little bit just because I'm just trying to figure it out, because me personally, I'm just like, what the fuck else is there to know? But no, you know what this works. You know why this is good?
Because we have opposing opinions.
Yeah.
If we were all just sucking each other's dicks the whole time, bad show.
I learned a lot from you, dude. A lot. So.
Wait, you guys aren't gonna suck my dick?
1,000 subs.
Right?
1,000 subs.
Here's my logic. You guys remember that movie Explorers, where the kids built the spaceship out of
dude.
stuff in the backyard and shit, and they ended up launching it, and they went to space and met some aliens and all that shit.
I forgot about that one.
Doesn't that look oddly like fucking Apollo shit that landed on the fucking moon?
It's not far off, I guess.
It just looks like some shit thrown together, and they're like, fuck, we landed on the moon.
I did find out one thing about how you communicate with things that are in space, or like our rovers on Mars, or the Voyager probe, for example, that's outside of the Kuiper Belt or whatever, or not the Kuiper Belt. It's outside of the Oort cloud. There's a whole different protocol that's called. I don't know what it's called, but we use something called TCP and UDP for all internet communications, and that's transmission control protocol and unified whatever, TCP and UDP, and that's basically just how information travels on the internet on spatial Earth. When you're sending stuff to deep space, you need a whole different way to do it, because TCP breaks down after so many million miles. It's really interesting, and it's pretty cool that they did that, and it has to do with the intense amounts of times. For example, if we ever colonize,
can you bring something like that on one of the episodes?
Yeah,
that I want to learn.
It's crazy. If there's ever Mars, if Musk goes through with colonizing Mars, you got to think about this. Mars is going to have its own internet if we get the trees and shit growing, but that internet won't be able to communicate with our internet, because to send a light beam from here to Mars takes I don't know, 8 minutes or something like that. So you won't be playing Counter-Strike with your buddies on Mars. You'll be able to send information, but not in real time. So it'll be a whole thing. It's kind of crazy. Hold on, let's see. We got right here.
Okay. So yeah, I guess moving on.
Fuck. It was a good talk, though. Good talk.
That was a 20-minute conversation.
Like I said, 1%. You got me 1%. I'm not. I can't confidently.
I'll take that shit. I'll take that shit.
I can't confidently say.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't say I was gonna own you and shit. I just said. I mean,
we'll take it. You know, you
I
take
don't know, dude. I'm proud.
Yeah, there you go.
Good. I still got one more.
There you go.
All right. Let's roll.
All right, here we go.
One of the most asked questions here is who filmed the craft leaving the moon in 1972? Who filmed the Apollo 17 lunar module leaving the moon? NASA says it was a Westinghouse color TV camera mounted on the lunar rover and remotely controlled from Earth.
Yeah.
This happened in 1972 during the final Apollo mission. According to NASA, an operator at Mission Control in Houston anticipated the launch, manually tilting the camera upwards to follow the ascent, despite a 1.3-second delay in signals between Earth and the moon.
Still, that's just playing with some lag.
But here's where things don't add up. How did a NASA operator perfectly track a rocket launch with 1970s technology and a delay? Even modern space feeds struggle with lag today. If the camera had a pre-programmed movement, why don't we see this level of precision in modern space missions? And what about the lunar dust? Why wasn't there a massive cloud kicked up by the engine blast? Then there's the power source. The camera was battery-powered, using silver zinc batteries. But how did they survive the extreme lunar temperatures and function flawlessly at the exact right moment? And what happened after the lunar module left? NASA says the camera kept broadcasting for about 4 minutes before they lost the signal. Forever. They never got that signal back. No more live footage was ever transmitted from the moon. No other camera was left running, and we've never seen high-quality continuous footage of the moon after Apollo ended. Convenient? And the final point, just look at it, please. Look at it. So, was this an incredible technical achievement or something else?
I think it's hilarious that the more you dig into the moon landing, the more you start to see that it breaks down from literally every angle you look at it from. The craft made no sense, the camera made no sense, the live phone call with President Nixon made no sense, even the atmosphere we see them walking around in the video doesn't line up with what mainstream science tells us we should have been seeing. I think we deserve to get some answers from NASA about what actually took place back in 1969. Is it not that lie that still to this day allows them to spend nearly 7 million US tax dollars a day? I feel like we should get the truth if we're the ones paying for it.
Gentlemen.
So sometimes things look weird when we film them. If you ever see those pictures of, or the videos of, a chopper, like a military chopper or a helicopter, we're using our eyes and saying that looks weird on film, but like, what's the frame of reference? Like, we're comparing it to movies that we know. Like, you can take a video of a helicopter, and if the frame rate is synced up with the rotation of the blades, it looks like the helicopter is floating in the air, and that's like a real phenomenon. Just like when you take
or a glitch in the simulation.
yeah. Like, we see this with our real eyes too. If you're going on the street and you are going the opposite direction of an airplane, the airplane appears to be just hovering motionless in the sky. Like, we've all seen it before, and it's just like, and that's weird, but it's just a weird effect. It's like, we know for a fact airplanes exist, but like, if you use your eyes, you think, oh, that's witchcraft. If you've never been on an airplane, you don't know anything about it, and you see that floating up there when you're going the opposite direction, you're gonna be like, that's fucking weird. What?
Dude, that shit trips me the fuck out.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's just an optical illusion, It's like, so yeah, I mean, you gotta, and remember, we did that thing with the optical illusions. You can't trust you can trust your eyes, but I'm drawing a blank. Remember when we looked at that weird thing?
Yeah, with the
dude,
the circles,
yes,
that go around and they blink.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck? What was that other one that you did?
Talking about the quantum maze
with the two gray.
Yeah.
Exactly. Cover one up with your hand, and it's like a different color.
Right.
That's fucked up,
dude. Right. Exactly. That's right.
Boys.
That's a trip.
Yeah. We gotta keep rolling here.
And that's why I fucks with you.
I got a point.
That's why you my boy.
I got a point to make here. That was all fun, fine, and dandy. Who put the fucking camera out there?
One of the
that was being
astronauts
controlled by the motherfucking NASA from Earth,
dude,
with like this minimal latency, and everything just works better than it does today somehow.
Dude, I played on some laggy ass connections.
They got a damn video footage of him taking his first step into the moon sand, but yet that camera was already out there watching the shit land.
I feel like that had to have been a Survivor Man. You ever seen that show Survivor Man, Wes Stroud, where it's just him? And
I love that show. I wish he was still on. I watched every show, every episode.
All the shots are just like, he does it twice. He goes out, he sets the camera up, and then he walks the thing twice. And he
nobody's zooming in or fucking following him, though.
But let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
We got the camera showing the thing land.
All the glitter that shoots
we got no footprints up to the camera.
Oh, I didn't know it showed it land.
Dude.
Yeah, I'd have to see it. I don't know. I saw the one of it taking off, which, again, I'm just picturing myself playing video game on a laggy connection. And after a while, you get used to it. You're like, okay, I got to push the button a second and a half before I need to jump because it's going to take that long.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being retarded here. Maybe we don't have it landing. But we don't have any footprints up to where the camera is.
Well, that's weird. I mean, that's strange.
So we have a video of him taking one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
That must have just been a photo op.
I'm sure it was. I mean, don't get me fucking wrong. But the camera was already out there getting footage.
I'm thinking that was the first generation of Survivor Man with Wes Stroud, where they're just like, okay, we're going to go set it out, and then we're going to act like I'm coming down for the first time. But yeah, I mean, it's a valid question. Don't get me wrong. 1,000% valid.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, it does make you wonder. But
2%?
No, 1%. 1%. We're just chalking up the movie magic. 1.5.
1% of chambers.
1.5, dude.
It's a
Yeah.
0.5%.
We're knocking. Just let us in, bro.
You be knocking?
All right. We'll do a nice even 2% just to keep it fair. All right, we got 2%.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is just one of those things that caught my eye, and I was like, what? But science, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Weird science.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
This was a very gross study, but it's one of my favorites. It's a little gross. You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. So they brought people into their lab. They split them up into two different groups. And they made the first group wear a sweatsuit where they catch your sweat and run on the treadmill. So they sweat a lot on the treadmill. The second group, they wore sweatsuits and they took them skydiving for the first time. Both groups sweat a lot. Treadmill sweat and skydiving sweat. And they gave them both sweat samples to smell. Poor these poor people didn't know what they were smelling. They went it. Everyone who smelled the skydiving sweat had an activation in their own amygdala, their own fear response triggered. In other words, when they smelled fear sweat, they didn't know why, they began to feel afraid. Everyone who smelled the treadmill sweat had no change at all. This means that, yes, we can talk about facial expressions and body language and vocal cues and words, but there's also something chemically happening with the people around us, that we can literally smell fear and we catch it. And that is also why it's really important to follow our gut.
100%.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it makes me think, like, on a different tip, like, it's kind of off base, but, like, think about how, like, couples will, like, be obsessed with one another's smells, like, pheromones and shit.
Had girls
and, like,
say that.
You'll be sitting by this dude in the fucking office, and he just reeks of BO, like, every day, but he's got this fucking hot wife that's just obsessed with them.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Like, what?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Yeah, it's the smell, dude. Pheromones all day. It's science.
Benny, what did that chick say right at the end of that video?
You gotta trust your gut.
What?
Come on, dude.
Oh, shots fired.
That was your video, son.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, like, directly that my gut says that we landed on the moon. Like,
I love you,
in
dude.
my heart of heart.
Man, I'm done. I'm done with it. I was just fucking with you, bro.
Ooh, all right, this one's fucking awesome. This is fucking awesome. Whether you believe in the moon landing or not, this is something to be, this is something amazing. When the space shuttle comes back down, when you have an airplane, you know, if you've ever been landed in a plane or taken off, you hear the jets going, there's a lot of activity, and the jets are just doing all sorts of shit. You know, speed up, slow down, louder, softer. The jets on the back of this thing aren't active. They're not doing anything. Those are simply to get it up when it's taking off. Purely ornamental now. You can see there's nothing coming out of them. This monster of a craft is gliding down very fast. There's no reverse thrusters because you can see there's no engines on the wing. This thing is just purely gliding by aerodynamics, and it's huge. It's the size of a small skyscraper. This is why you need to be like a master pilot. So this is just pure modern Marvel shit right here. All right, let's check this out quick.
Hey, I see the speed brake moving now.
Pull up cues
Going to
coming,
23, Scooter.
Approaching the pre-flare. Arm the gear. I got a good light. I'm in the pull-up. In the pull. Max speed 317, Scooter. Copy. Looking for the ball bar. Okay. 700. I got a ball bar. 600. 500. 400. Gear down. On time. Driving it down. Intercepting the ball bar.
Here's down.
150. Good. Looking good. Good ball bar. 5250.
It's also why parachutes are required here. No reverse thrust.
2220. Right there. 10210. I agree.
Just pure aerodynamics.
Nice.
185. Derotating. Good rate.
No, normally when you land on a plane, you hear the engines go and like do the reverse thrust thing. Right. They don't have that parachute. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, shit.
That was pretty interesting.
This one takes a little bit more leap of faith. I understand and I acknowledge the fact that to some people this might look like it's on a movie set, and again, 2% chance, right? 2% chance, but I'm willing to say that I believe that this is in space. And just imagine for a second that this is in space. You know, whether I know it's got the curved earth back there, I don't want to trigger you, but like just imagine if this is in space.
Trigger, no, man. You know what you're asking me to do right now is all I was asking you to do, and I'm gonna do it just because you're my boy. I put my mind to it, and I will do it.
Good.
But that's exactly what I was trying to do with you.
Beautiful. That's why I love it. We can have these conversations. So yeah, you're in space, floating, zero gravity, untethered. That's the crazy thing. If shit goes wrong, if you miss your mark, what are you gonna do? What a way to go. So yeah, this is from 1984, allegedly. They got a guy that's going to retrieve a satellite that's spinning. I don't think he's going to bring it back to the ship. I think you have micro boosters on your suit to kind of control what you can do, but I can't imagine you have a lot of control.
Connected to that thing?
There's no balloon. This is balloon free. So they must have CG'd it out. But no, dude, this is crazy.
CG'd it out.
This is crazy. This is a really short one. 20 seconds. It's hard to see. Oh no. So yeah, he's floating. Nothing's holding on to him. If he misses that dude, he's going off into space forever.
What?
Like, if we imagine that that's real, how terrifying that would have been. Like,
dude, holy fuck. He was just like floating, not connected to anything in space.
Dude, yeah.
He would just like push off the aircraft. Here we go.
It was only like 10 seconds or 20 seconds to get there. But man, like, assuming space is real, you better hit your mark. You're going to have a bad fucking time.
Damn.
That shit.
Dude, I was going to say before, I've had this random thought throughout my life. I was going to say this before, that like, about space. If I was out there and like doing a spacewalk, right? And like slip, fall, and
you're just floating.
The thing breaks, and all of a sudden,
what do you do? What can you do?
We covered this on last episode. I said top of my list, never doing a spacewalk. I don't give a fuck. Not deep sea diving. I'm not cave exploring. Like, instantly when I watch that, it's like that. Hail to the no, to the no.
Dude, you slip, you fall, you're falling back, you're going into space, you're looking at your buddy, man, can you please let my dog go when you get home?
Imagine this, though. Imagine this. Like, you leave, you're headed straight towards the satellite. Everything from your field of view is perfect projection. Like, you're hitting the mark. And all of a sudden, like, you realize you're just slightly off. And you're reaching, and the fingertips just graze the fucking satellite. You were that close. You were like 1 millimeter close, and you just fucking graze past it. And you're like, and
you just
that 10 seconds
life.
For that guy had to feel like 2 fucking hours.
Dude, you just explained my entire life. Not only that, one fucking French fry short of a Happy Meal.
And even if shit goes perfectly fine, there's also space junk flying around 15,000 miles an hour that might fucking hit you like a bullet. Yeah, shooting gallery, dude.
Bro, I put myself into that situation when I was watching that.
Dude.
You know, like, I gave me goosebumps, man.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
It's wild.
That would be fucking scary.
Okay, and then I do have one.
Imagine actually connecting, if that was you connected with that satellite. That'd be like the best orgasm ever or something. Like, I'm fucking coming.
You want to know what's really crazy, though?
What?
Is we never even accounted for the trip back.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's right. I mean, you get there, that's only half the fun, and now you get a whole satellite thing.
Oh, there's gonna be so many parties going on for these getting laid, man.
Dude,
stop.
Wouldn't you just be fucking devastated if, like, you made it to it, you stopped the satellite spinning, you did your job, and then you had to push off from the satellite to get back to the ship, and the motherfucker started spinning again?
Or if you complete the mission and you're like, all right, we got it, we're done, and then like get back to the ship, you're like, hey,
about that, dude.
What was the serial number on that one?
Oh, you didn't write it down, dude.
Is a 5 at the end?
You had those TPS reports, or
there's supposed to be a 4.
Did I send you that? I sent you the link about the cold welding, right? That's another thing to consider.
Yeah, that was cool as fuck. I didn't do that. That's crazy. That if you just touch it in space, it fuses.
The molecules don't know that they're separate when they're unfinished. So yeah, it's just one of those things.
That was very cool. I did get that link.
Crazy. The last one comes from my mother. She said, "Hey, share this on your podcast with your friends."
Shout out, Mom.
Your mom watch?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah,
dude, so my mom is the only one that doesn't watch.
Get her on board. She could, yeah.
Better start bringing some slot machine clips. And,
you know, it's like I went to my parents yesterday and I stopped in there for a little bit to say hi, and I was like, hey, just dropped episode 18. You guys see it? No, but they're half in the bag. You know?
Well, they don't watch YouTube.
And
probably.
I was like, can I show you some stuff? And then, they're just, I leave with my tail between my legs. I cried myself to sleep last night.
It's a generational thing, I think. You can't blame parents for not being on YouTube.
Well, easy for you to say. You guys parents fucking leaving comments and joining in. I'm the orphan over here.
Oh, shit. All right, well, this is from my mom. She
said, to be the king.
Props, Mom.
Oh, you're gonna not like this one, though.
Not props, Mom. Just kidding. All right, let's roll.
It's a great question. In fact, 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, ancient people on this planet that did great things figured out that the Earth was round. It was a sphere. This was a magical revelation for the Greeks and the Egyptians who were able to see from the motions of the stars and the way the sun moved. They saw the way the sun's shadow worked in different places.
They're the ones who put the camera
and they
up there.
figured, well, it's only possible if the Earth is round. And they took that information and it extended into the time of the great mariners that explored our Earth by ships. They made the first orbit of Earth by sea, and they knew the Earth was round, allowing them to go across one ocean and come back home the other way. If the Earth were flat, they would have sailed off the end. And so we knew that. But then, at the dawn of the space age, in the late 50s and 60s,
that proves it, huh?
we were able to see people on this planet that did took that,
hold on.
that information and it extended into the time of the great mariners that explored our Earth by ships. They made the first orbit of Earth by sea, and they knew the Earth was round, allowing them to go across one ocean and come back home the other way. If the Earth were flat, they would have sailed off the end.
A little bit.
and
That's
so
okay.
we knew that. But then, at the dawn of the space age, in the late 50s and 60s, we were able to see for ourselves that our beautiful home is a gorgeous round object known as a sphere. And that was really special. It put ourselves into context of our solar system and our universe. We have a big round sun and a beautiful round Earth and around Mars. And today, we use the roundness of Earth, the spherical Earth, to use methods in space geodesy to figure out where we are, where we're going. I haven't been lost in years. That's pretty good. What's happening to the Earth, what's happening to our oceans as we take the pulse of our planet, and consider other worlds beyond as we explore those. So as we get ready to go back to the moon with women and men and explore other worlds, the roundness of our solar system and our universe is a special thing. And we should embrace that as we understand why our planet isn't flat.
Last one. I thought that was the last one. We have one more. This is GPS's.
What, no comment on the one?
I
don't want to. Let's go. Next one. Next.
Fuck that.
Here. I'm just gonna point this out. I'll play devil's advocate on this one too.
Well,
I find
just
it
don't
odd.
understand why I gotta throw the Roman thing in there with the pillars and shit.
To be fair,
what does that have to do?
To be fair, I did just want to put this one on because my mom sent it to me. I'm gonna that's cool. I gotta call this out though, and I'm taking your guys' side. Comments are turned off on this. I find that fishy.
I just have to say something about. I just have to say one thing about the last video. Your mom sent that in. I feel like that was a personal Scud missile towards Tazzle, dude. Yo, I'm just saying, man.
All right, I'm telling my mom. Okay.
Dude, this is gonna be a mom fight. My mom could beat up your mom.
Dude, you guys, when we get up there, we gotta convince our moms to come on, and we'll just let them do the show.
Do a mom show.
Right.
Just play clips for them and let them comment.
Just one show.
Why can't I hear my voice in the heat?
We should do a Mother's Day special.
Dude, just let them pick their own links, and they'll be talking about knitting and fucking making tamales and all that.
Telling personal stories about us and
guys, I think
they'll be telling embarrassing stories about us as kids and stuff.
I think that would be a super cool episode with all of our moms.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
I'm marking it down.
All right, last one here. GPS. How GPS works. Everybody's used GPS, on your phone, Google Maps.
Wait, what?
Waze, whatever those things are called. Well, maybe you don't. I don't know. Remember the days when you used MapQuest, print out the directions, get the location of the raid?
You guys don't still do that?
I don't have a printer.
No, I'm a real man. I don't need directions.
He's got a compass in your
I
car,
just
right?
lick the tip of my finger and stick it up in the air, man. I know where I'm going.
That's right.
Real
Moss goes on the north side of the
other
tree.
people in the car like, hey, we lost. We're not lost.
Yeah. No, GPS. This is it in 60 seconds. All right. Here we go.
How does GPS pinpoint your exact location? We often describe locations using reference points like beside the grocery store or opposite the park. But these can be vague. A better way? Use a fixed point, like this flag. Say you're 10 meters from this flag. Is this enough to locate you? No! You could be 10 meters here, or anywhere on this circle. Knowing your distances from 2 more flags gives you your exact location in 2D. In 3D, we use satellites. Your phone calculates distances from them. But how many satellites do we need? If there's just one and you're 12,000 miles away, is that enough? No, because there are many points 12,000 miles away, forming a sphere. You could be anywhere on it. Add a second satellite. Say you're 13,000 miles away. This gives a sphere that intersects the previous one to form a circle. Still not enough. A third satellite adds another sphere intersecting the circle at 2 points, leaving 2 possible locations. A fourth satellite adds another sphere, intersecting all others at just 1 point, your exact location.
There it is. You heard it here first.
Well,
triangulation.
How old is this video?
Ooh, probably a couple years.
All right, I'm gonna tell you that's all bullshit.
Okay.
You want to know? I don't even have 2 words. I got 1 number and 1 letter.
Okay.
5G.
5G. Ooh, yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, we got 5G everywhere. We're blanketed.
Like basically on every corner.
I got no comment because I still don't get, I don't know. I'm not like, I'm just going to sit back and watch.
Triangulation. Yeah, 5G, dude. There's 5G everywhere.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Last time we had a parrot on, the triggered parrot. Remember the guy was stomping on the cage and the parrot was like, fucking fuck.
Yes, fucking fuck. Yeah, parrot with threats, dude.
It's like another one of those, dude. And this was, I don't know, it was kind of close to the last one, but not as aggressive as the last one. But Dre OG react, man. Dre OG, this guy, look him up, subscribe, dude, give him a like. Dude, this guy is hilarious. He brings super awesome content. His entire shows, they tell a story. It's like how when I make mixes, when I'm, yeah, this guy does that. Dude, he's great. But the main reason I put this in here, the parrot's funny, but his reaction, dude. All right, let's go.
You're not. Don't do Bentley, watch out. I gotta put my feet up. Hey, get out of here! Ah! Well, stop! Why do you want to fight? Why do you want to fight? Why do you want to fight tonight? I brought you home toys and a skateboard. Quit.
Escape.
Preston, no. What? Hey, you're acting like a crack chicken. You're acting like a... I'm not running from you. You're acting like a... You're acting like a crack chicken.
Why do you lay in there chilling?
Highest bidder gets you tonight. Highest bidder gets you tonight. You're out of here. You're out of here.
Oh my god.
I can't stand you tonight.
Oh, listen what he said.
That's normal for them to take that abuse by that goddamn bird. I've never seen such an abuse of bird. Should we be even laughing at that? Fuck around, turn Bentley into a chicken wing, goddamn, playing with me like that. You fucking bite me with that big ass beak. Okay, yeah, pull out the hot sauce then. It's some grease. I got your ass, Bentley.
Holy fuck.
This next clip, guys. I don't know if you've ever seen this, dude. Holy shit. Great.
What's up, dude?
What the fuck are you doing here?
What's up, man?
What the fuck are you doing here?
Oh man, just getting drunk, man, doing some whippets. What's going on, man?
I'm visiting my sister.
Where? What, she dead?
Of course she's dead.
Hey, listen. Give me $5. I'll get you some brand new flowers.
No, man, I got
No, some
that.
bitch just dropped them off, dude. I'll give him $5. Give me.
I'm good.
All right, whatever, man. Yo, I've been doing fucking whippings all day, dude. Oh, but the Wawa at Tyson, on Tyson and Castor, they're so fucking sweet, dude. You can go in there and steal whippets all fucking day.
How is that? Yeah, you alright?
That was awesome. Hey, you want to buy any stamps?
Nah, I'm good.
Come on, man. I got $100, dude. Just give me $50.
And a ride down the way?
No. The dealers are in the corner. I fucking love whippets, dude. Here, you want some?
No, I'm good, dude.
You got a cigarette?
Nah,
Why not?
because I vape.
Vaping for homos. You gotta get a good hit. Hey, can you give me a ride?
Where you gonna go?
The hospital. I fell like 15 times today, dude. I'm gonna go and see if I can get some perks. I'll give you a couple.
All right, get in.
What's up, dude?
Is she dead? It's too real. Great.
Oh, I've seen this shit.
And this one, yeah, this guy he's doing like a show, you know, with these people that have you know how some people have things stand out in society, you know, maybe it's a little bit odd, a little bit off. Well, all these people that he brought on his show have like really odd voices. When they start talking, dude, he can't keep the shit in. Alright, bro.
Ja, mijn vriend heeft het gewoon gedaan gemaakt. En ik neem hem daar ook niet kwalijk.
Plus het feit, als je met seks omgaat, is het niet alleen het fysieke dat telt, maar ook soms de lieve woordjes. Ja, ik vind dat dit echt niet kan hoor. Ik bedoel, maar nee, maar moeten we nu nog antwoorden of niet? Want ja, dan zwijg ik liever.
Excuseer, dames en heren, excuseer voor de mensen thuis. Mijn excuses hiervoor. We hadden een vraag uit het publiek aan ja, meneer, je had een opmerking.
Ik heb het zelf. Ik ben eigenlijk bij een vrij eenvoudige ingreep ook gekwetst geraakt aan de stemband. Maar
ik vind dus dat dit niet kan over dat gebeuren is. Ik
vind het vrij ergerlijk, meneer. Er gedurende een half uur gewoon uitgelachen te worden vlak in het gezicht van publiek. Even naar ja, dames en heren.
Het was een complot. Men wou mij gewoon...
Dude is just fighting for his life. Amazing.
The host of the show. Dude, supposed to be sensitive to it, right?
Once
Oh my
you get there,
God.
it's over, dude. We did have that one last funny link that I had. I think, and that's
Yeah.
You guys are causing me a fucking editing nightmare.
This one?
Shit jumping all over the fucking place.
I think this is it for us then.
Never mind, I'll find
He's got a room full of chicks.
Okay, eat it.
Yeah, I saw that and I just had to laugh. I was like,
Yes.
at first I was like, what? And then when all of a sudden it panned over, there's a room full of girls. I was like, and it kisses the fucking condom.
Was that your link or Carter link?
That was mine.
Nice.
I think.
Nice.
But
That's it, boys.
Well, shit.
Yeah, I
solid
mean,
up. Solid up, boys. Some
well,
points raised. I think you got a couple points on me today.
Hey, but believe it or not, we actually talked about doing a shorter episode and brought less links. Oops.
This is actually officially our longest episode.
I can tell you exactly where it happened. You two went on like a half-hour rant about
Yes.
perspective and
both dying on our hill.
Hey, it wasn't for nothing. We both got a point. We're at 2%, homie.
But next,
If we're not moving forward, we're standing still.
98 more episodes and we'll have them.
Today, my friends.
The joke's on you. If you would have negotiated more, I would have gone up to 5. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
So anyway, I had one more video that I forgot to bring. No. Well, boys, good episode. Longest episode yet.
One quick comment. Yo. Us three, we love the shit out of each other. Just so everybody knows, we're fam.
Yeah, buddy.
We're
Absolutely.
fam
To the end.
Yeah,
100%.
Indeed.
See, that's the thing. We can have conversations like this. We don't have to necessarily agree, but like the fact that we can even talk about it and not fucking kill each other, separate.
I could use less F-bombs, but I got a bad potty mouth.
Yeah, well.
Oh well.
This shows the passion that you have.
No,
you
it's
know
just
what I'm saying?
because I'm gangsters. Kidding. I'm kidding.
Like, man, I be changing diapers.
sensitive.
I be heating up bottles for my babies. I'm like, I'm living that thug like, fuck yeah.
I'm talking about. See me fast and change a diaper.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh yeah,
I can runs that shit.
Right.
Barely needs a wipe. It's one smooth stroke.
I'll be dropping a mix, changing a diaper, warming up a bottle.
Got a foot smudge on his mixer.
Making some beef jerky, canning some pickles.
Wait, whoa. You didn't even wash your hands in between there. You talking about making some beef jerky? What the fuck? I ate that shit.
That's right.
I had squirts a day after.
I know.
That explains it. There's an answer for everything.
Biowarfare. Anyway.
Vaccines really do help.
All right.
Next time.
All right. Well, we're wrapping up episode 20. Thanks for sticking out with us. If you made it to the end, leave us a comment. Let us know what you want us to bring up and talk about. Hit the like, subscribe. Links are in description, so you can go to all those other channels, check them out. I'll give them a shout out. Next episode, boys, we are telling our own personal stories because we did hit that 100 subscriber marker. We actually exceeded it. Yep. And again, shout out to Izzy, man, for being the 100th sub. I witnessed it happen.
Thank you.
Saw it in real time. It was pretty awesome. So super cool. But in the meantime, man, appreciate it. Love y'all.
Love you.
And that's all I gotta say.
Deuces.
All right, later, guys.
Peace to the gods and earth, son.
Conversation on